Hi guys, I have a 2013 Mini Cooper base model of that's battery that needs to be changed. I'm going to use the 10 millimeter torque screw, removing the two screws on each side of the cowl. I'm going to remove the strip. Then the first difficult part for me was because I don't really know much about this is actually my first time, was to remove the cowl, and it has a slot, a male and female slot between the windshield wiper and the top of the cowl. Took a while to remove, and then using the flathead screwdriver, unclip the positive cover, safety cover, using a 10 millimeter torque screw again to remove the positive screw, and then moving on to remove the negative side. Oh, and this is a second difficult part, was there's a lot of residue on the positive side. You have to kind of like shift it around to make sure that the residue is broken. Then you can just slip it out. It's really easy afterward. The negative side is also the same. I guess there was some gunk on there or something. Just give it a little bit of twist here and there, and then you can remove it. I was overly cautious, and I wrapped my negative side, or the negative side, with the towel. And then also the front hold down also is using the same 10 millimeter torque screw. I'm gonna attempt to remove this valve at this time as well. Then remove the front hold down. That's basically, there's a long stick that screws all the way down to the base of the battery to hold it down. It also is being held down by a stationary hold down in the back side of the battery to make sure that it doesn't move around in the actual tray, the battery tray itself. It's really heavy, so here you go, on the ground, flat. So this is the base. I actually measured it. It's actually bigger than the current white battery that I took out. There's the back side of the hold down, and the front side is screwed in the front part there. So it's about 10 by 10 and a half, I think, by what is that, 6-7 centimeter, inches. So I went to the Canadian Tire to basically match it, but this one is actually a little bit bigger. I was cautious, so I measured it. There's the measurement, and it fits. So there's that valve hole. The intelligent battery monitoring system, my car doesn't need that, and you can pause that video and look at that. But there's an actual black computerized box. You can't miss it, but it attached to the negative battery wire or connection. But mine doesn't have it, so thank God, because you have to bring it to the dealership to have it reset or registered if you have that, but mine didn't. So the battery actually came with an extra nose that goes into that valve plug, but I didn't need it. So first thing what I did was I installed the positive side. I actually, when I removed the positive side, I recapped it, so I just uncapped it. Here's the 10 millimeter torque screw, tighten it back. And then I basically do the same with the negative side. But what I did was I want to make sure that the battery is not moving. So I did the front hold down first. Oh, when you actually put the battery in the first time, you want to make sure that you put in at nearest to the front, then shift it back to the back, so that the hold down is clipping back at the bottom of the battery. So, oh yeah, so when you plug in the negative side of the battery, the negative terminal, there's your light of your car will basically be active. It will give you like a signal that it's active, and also it might spark a little bit. Here's the front cowl, the front inside of the cowl. There's a male part that I'm pointing at that goes into a female part, which is, see, it runs all along the front. Right there is the female part that the male part is supposed to slip in. So when I first do this, I want to make sure that I slip in the front cowl first, and then reposition it properly to make sure that the male and female part is snug in with each other. So there we go. This is a better view. I did this, I didn't do the speed version of this, but I want to show you how long it actually took for me to do this to make sure that it goes in properly. If it doesn't go in properly, it will be, the cowl will be moving, and it will kind of lift a little bit near the center part of the windshield where it actually split from the right side of the cowl, the right side of the windshield cowl. So here, see, I was carefully make sure that I look at that it goes in before I start to run my finger along to the left side of the cowl, windshield cowl there. So yeah, I make sure that I got it in there. Then I push down the bottom part, and then I run my finger all alongside, make sure that it sits snug and flush against the windshield. There's also 2 screw hole for the 210mm on the left side that I made sure that the screw holes is poking through, so that you can screw the cap back on. So now that it's fits snug, make sure I run my hand right along. Then I would bring in the actual screw, and then just using the 10mm. This is plastic, so you have to be very careful, but screw it back. The top screw is actually, I think it's metal. There, snug, nothing's moving, everything's tight. Here is the result. See, it's flush right underneath that windshield wiper as well, near the middle there. See, it's not moving. I tap it, make sure that it's not moving, that it's tight. Make sure that everything, all the wires underneath the cowl is all good. Then I would put back my weather strip. And you're done, pretty much. So I did code reader and make sure that everything is, see, no codes. Good. Thank you for watching.